talk about books. Hello! Another week, another topic. This week we're talking about books we're reading and writing currently, or stories we are reading and writing. And since I'm not really writing anything at the moment except stuff for university, which is quite boring for you, I'm just gonna talk about the books that I'm reading at the moment. Yes, books. That's a plural there. I'm not the kind of person who can read one book at the time. I always have to read more than one. I can't only read just one book. So I'm going to talk about those, and writing will have to wait till next month when it's NaNoWriMo. I think I will participate in that. I hope I can manage it from the time and everything. University starts again in 2 weeks, and then I'm kind of busy, but I hope that I will get around to participate in NaNoWriMo this year, so cross your fingers. Yeah, we're just gonna start with the books that I'm reading at the moment. So yeah, mainly I'm reading A Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin, and I just sounded like a sea lion, but never mind that. Anyway, it's the second volume of the Game of Thrones series, or the A Song of Ice and Fire series. I think more people know it under Game of Thrones. And it's really good! I'm so in love with this series. Although I'm only in the second novel, and only started, I read this much. But Martin is just such a brilliant author. I'm just completely taken aback with how good he is. Just his characters and everything. I'm at a loss of words. I just can't describe it. It's amazing. You totally have got to read this if you haven't already. Really do this. Actually, you have to read all the books that I'm showing you right now because they are quite good. So, yeah, A Clash of Kings. I really like it. And I'm looking forward to the other books, although the series is unfinished and I have no idea how he wants to finish this because everyone is dead already. There's no one alive anymore. I don't know. We'll see. Another novel that I just recently finished and that I absolutely loved, and if you haven't read it yet and if you enjoy literature, go and read it. It's The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. It is so good! So good! You might notice that I'm quite a bit emotional when it comes to books and I get quite worked up there, but anyway, it's so good! Go and read it! I could quote it the whole time. Just... You know, I'm not really eloquent for a person who reads that much, but still... Go and read it! Now! What am I reading? I'm reading this. It's in German, as you might see. Usually I'm reading in English, but this one's in German because it was a gift. It's The History of the World, and it is quite big and quite heavy, as you might hear from my voice. It is really interesting, and I'm trying to read at least a few pages every day, just, you know, to educate myself a bit and to gain a bit of knowledge about world history and stuff. And mainly it's part of my companion training, because after I finish this, I have just the complete knowledge of the complete history of the world till today, and I have muscles in my arms that every alien ran away from. I just really enjoy reading this book because it's such a great workout. So this is an advantage as well. Last but not least, the last book that I will show you today is a book that I highly recommend you to read. It's so good, and actually you don't take me serious anymore because I have said that about each book that I've shown you, but it's really good. It's really good. Go and read it. It's in German as well. It's The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out of the Window and Disappeared by Jonas Jonasson. Yeah, that's the title. It's quite long, but still. A friend of mine told me to read it, and it is so good. Really, I love this book. is one of my favorites. Basically, I'm going to link it down there somewhere so you can check it out, and there's a summary in there so you can read it. I'm not going to talk much about plot and stuff because I don't want to spoil anything, and if I start talking about this book I won't stop for at least an hour, so we're not going to get into that. Basically it's about Alan Carlson, who's a 100-year-old man from Sweden, and he disappears on his 100th birthday, and a story begins including the Swedish mafia, elephants, genetic engineered watermelons, Bible dealers, drug dealers, everything. It's just really funny. I just really loved it. I really laughed a lot while I read this book, because it has such a unique humor. It's like it has this really dry and sarcastic humor, but on the same time it's like an 100-year-old man who's sitting on his porch and he's looking onto the world and thinking, guys, you are insane, this place is a mess, but I love it anyway. And it's just really fantastic. And the story is only one part of the book, because the other part is that we also get to know Alan's life story. And with his 100 years, Alan has seen quite a bit of the world. And the author has just a really fantastic way of telling us all the main events that happened in history, starting from World War I till today. So if you want an overview of a history, go and read this book, because Alan has seen and lived through everything. And it is told in such a funny way, and you also get to see all the main happenings in a, greater context. You finally understand why things happened and what were the consequences and everything. You won't need another history lesson if you read this book. And it's fantastic. It's just fantastic. And go and read it. Really. And I'm already talking far too much and I'm getting really worked up about this book, so I'm gonna stop this video now. Go and order all of these books. Please do me the favor. Go! And I will stop now. We will see each other next Monday. I hope all of you have an amazing week. Goodbye!